All right, this one's gonna be a real quick one. This one won't be very long. I'm just gonna go over a quick case in natural selection at its finest.
I'd like to find out where they were. To lose my son because nobody was doing their job, I'd like to know why. Because it infuriates me.
Tonight, an exclusive from...
Okay, maybe no one helped him, but if you're not smart enough to look down at the ground and lift up your feet from the escalator at the very bottom when you get off, maybe it is on you.
From our NBC 10 investigators, a Boston family is searching for answers and demanding accountability from the MBTA. They want to know how their loved one died after he was trapped at the bottom of an escalator inside a Somerville.
They want to know how he died? He was an idiot. You look at the ground. You lift up your feet.
Station. Good evening, everyone. I'm Colton Bradford.
And I'm Priscilla Casper. NBC 10 investigator Ryan Kath obtained video of
Holy
this incident
shit, this bitch
and
has a
spoke
list.
with family members about their lost time.
Family members.
Might be difficult to watch. It shows crucial minutes passed before anyone alerted first responders. The footage also reveals the public had plenty of opportunities to step in and possibly save his life.
You're watching surveillance video.
I'm not cheering on death either. All I'm saying is this is natural selection.
Riding the escalator is Stephen McCluskey. These are the final moments of the 40-year-old's life.
The fact that his
40.
death could have been prevented or avoided, and it wasn't, I want to know why.
Yeah, his death could have been easily avoided if he looked at the ground and picked up his feet before he got off the escalator.
Shannon Flaherty is Stephen's younger sister. Mary is his mom. Together they sat down with us inside their family home in South Boston to talk about the talented carpenter and father of 2 boys.
He loved building things, loved his children, loved being a dad.
But in recent years, they described how Stephen was struggling.
He was
Really? Now we're going to make this? It was already a sad story, but now we're going to make it a fucking sob story? Struggling with what? Struggling to look down at the ground and pick up his fucking feet?
dealing with addiction. You know, he did his best every single day to show up for the people that he loved in the ways that he could.
Just before 5 a.m. on February 27th, Stephen stepped on the escalator and headed toward the subway platform. But at the bottom, watch as Stephen loses his balance and falls. He would never get back up. Family remembers getting the call from the hospital.
Dude.
What's going through your
He would never get.
Look at this. Motherfucker butt first to the ground and continues to slide, but he's just sitting there like it's a slide, and he's going to get up and go, hooray, what a slide.
But at the bottom, watch as Stephen loses his balance and falls. He would never get back up. Family remembers.
Dude, he clearly had time to get up. He was like, ooh, this is fun. I'm probably just going to go right over the thing. Just
getting the call from the hospital.
What's going through your mind?
I pretty much froze. You can't describe it. There's just no words.
Going through my head that whole time was just like, am I going to see my brother again?
All they knew was there had been a horrific accident involving an escalator. They had no idea of what unfolded in the video you're about to see.
I can only imagine there were so many questions going through your head.
Well, I just don't understand why nobody would help. Like, nobody would stop. Where was security? Where were the red coats that are supposed to be on all the floors from the time it opens to the time it closes?
The red coats are not coming. The red coats are not coming.
It was a busy train station and nobody stopped. Nobody see him.
It turns out plenty of people did see Stephen that morning. Less than a minute after he fell, a passenger spots him from the top of the escalator, and then after taking the stairs, looks like he briefly tries to help Stephen before continuing to the subway gates. You then see Stephen flailing his legs as he tries to free himself. A steady procession line of T-riders follows, with some people briefly staring at the...
Okay, how did he die? Because it looks like he's fine. He's able to breathe. His legs are down here. His head is up here. How did he die?
Person at the bottom of the moving escalator, others barely giving a glance as they stroll by. A larger group reverses course on the escalator before gathering around Stephen at the bottom, with one pulling on his legs. Roughly 18 minutes after he fell,
To be fair, that looked like the most half-ass pull I've ever seen. That did not look like he was trying to efficiently get that guy out. Let's
911 call the NBC 10 investigators obtained finally alerts first responders.
He's at the bottom of the down escalator.
And is the escalator moving?
Yes, he's laid out flat down with his head on the bottom step. I can't even tell. I saw him when I was getting at the top of the escalator.
More than 22 minutes.
You saw him when you were getting up to the top of the escalator, so you're telling me you were either on this side right here or this side right here, and you walked right past him and you went all the way up and you didn't see him until you were at the very top of the elevator?
Passed by the time a T worker appears on the screen, walks up and presses the emergency stop button.
I don't find that acceptable.
The emergency stop button was right there.
An escalator expert with 4 decades of experience. He used to oversee the equipment for the public transit system in the Bay Area of California.
Well, they have to have the highest standard of care. They breach that duty. They have a duty to maintain that. If somebody had knowledge of it, that should have been acted upon immediately.
In a statement, the T called the incident a terrible accident and told us MBTA personnel respond swiftly to all emergencies and do everything they can to assist individuals and secure the situation. When first responders arrived, they found Stephen without a pulse, his clothing.
They did not seem to be in a rush.
Let's
go back.
Arrived, they found Stephen assist
These guys
individuals
did not
and secure the situation.
seem to be in a rush.
First responders arrived, they found Stephen without a pulse and his clothing pulled tight, cutting off the airway in his throat. They also discovered the skin from his back had been pulled into the escalator, and at one point thought the machine would have to be dismantled just to free Stephen. A half hour after responding to the station, EMS workers finally carried Stephen out on a stretcher and loaded him into an ambulance. An NBC 10 photojournalist captured the departure to Mass General Hospital, where Stephen would pass away 10 days later.
I would like to see.
I would too.
Pass away.
So he didn't die in the escalator. He died 10 days later.
10 days later.
I would like to see.
To Mass General Hospital, where Stephen would pass away 10 days later.
I would like to see.
I would too.
Mary and Shannon had never seen the video of Stephen's final moments until we met them for this interview.
And they just walked by.
The footage difficult to comprehend.
I just can't believe it.
And I want to make sure that, there's somebody or something held accountable for the fact that my brother wasn't protected in a public space.
But beyond getting answers,
You have a point. But on the other side, he could have easily looked down at the ground, picked up his feet. He could have easily been 5 stairs up and been like, oh, well, looky there. I'm about to come to the end of the escalator. Let's be careful. Let's make sure we don't fall.
from the T, the family feels a broader sense of purpose for speaking about their tragic loss.
Why is it so important for you that people know about your son and that the public in general gets answers to how something like this happened?
Well, because he was a somebody. He had a life.
Now he's a somebody. He's the somebody that died on an escalator.
We loved him. They treated him like he didn't exist. Nobody cared. Nobody stopped. Nobody took the time to help, to make sure he was okay. If somebody took that minute, he would be here today.
Several people came and checked on him.
So it's important that people realize that people belong to somebody else. And just 1 minute of your time could save that person. And nobody chose to do that.
So tonight, the big takeaway for the public is that these emergency stops